Big up to everyone. Welcome back to Chic TV. Welcome back to episode number 6 of the show that we like to call Strettford Chronicles. Shout out to Hassam for the raid. Just was on his channel talking about United, talking about all the different clubs and all the stuff going on. But yeah, big up. Make sure you guys do subscribe, like the video on your way in. Shout out to everyone, all the people on the chat in Hassam's chat. Shout out to all you guys. Big up to every single one of you. And yeah, we're basically the whole idea of the show. It's called the Strettford Chronicles. We discuss everything Manchester United related, of course, referring to the whole week. So any well, not necessarily transfer news anymore because the transfer window is closed, but match reactions, talking about the game, some quotes by Ruben Amorim and stuff like that. We're all going to discuss every single thing today. And I didn't do a match reaction on the game itself. So that's also going to be a thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk a lot about the game today itself. So obviously United beat Leicester City 2-1 yesterday in the FA Cup. Performance wise, trust me, people, absolute dog shit, but it is what it is. We get through with the results. But the title of the video that I put in today is: Are there growing concerns about manager currently at the moment, Ruben Amorim? I've been hearing a lot of things online on Twitter where there are a lot of growing concerns about whether he should be here, whether he's the right man. Let's also this is a great opportunity for me to have the conversation with you guys in the chat as well. So if there's any United fans, definitely drop your opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this whole growing concerns of Ruben Amorim and stuff like that, and whether we should trust in this manager currently. I'll give my thoughts real quick, of course. I'm not Amorim out. I'm not Amorim doubt either. I am, like on someone said on Flawless's channel, I am Amorim accountable currently. I'm looking at certain decisions that the manager is making, and I'm kind of like, this isn't helping you at all, and this isn't helping us in this situation too. Sai on shout out to Sai, big up to Sai. He asked a very good question on Hassam's channel right before this: is are we focused more on results or are we focused more on performances? I think the overall thing is 100% we are focused more on results, right? And what, considering the situation that we're in, we're not like sixth or seventh in the league. We're not like someone who can, in a points differential, looking at all the teams above us in the table, we can catch up or something like that. That's not the type of situation that we're in currently. We're in a situation where we are not necessarily fighting relegation, but we're in the bottom half of the table in the start of, or you could even say like mid-February. We haven't signed really too many players in the January transfer window. Only one, Patrick Dorgu, who did feature yesterday as well. And yeah, like went into this season with a negative goal difference. We still currently have a negative goal difference. When Ruben Amorim stepped into this club, we were 13th. We are still freaking 13th. So a lot of question marks. I think if there are any concerns that people do have about this manager, they're 100% valid. I don't think anyone is crazy for arguing about all these things right now. I think these are genuine questions that you can ask. But my stance on it is that this isn't the ideal situation for this manager, even though I think to a certain extent there are decisions that he can make at this club currently where that could set us up to get a right result. The situation is not the most ideal situation for him. This guy has stepped into, like I just said this on Hassam's channel too. Big up to Hassam. He says, "Por favor, Montoya, por favor." That guy was so down bad. It's absolutely insane how down bad he was. Give me one second. Let me just turn up the lights. Cool. Yeah, that guy was just so down bad, man. Montoya, por favor. He fully like jumped into the water, That was crazy. But that's how whatever Montoya por favor did, that's sometimes how I feel when it comes to my club as well. Like I'm just so sick and tired of the situation that we're in. And it's like at times I kind of think about do we really have a future? Like with these new owners, with this new regime, we're stuck with it for years. First of all, I don't think anything drastically happens where Ineos just leave the club in the next like 4 to 5 years. I don't think anything like that happens. I don't think magically Sheikh Jassim just shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to buy Manchester United again. I don't think they do any of those type of things. So I'm concerned for our future, more so concerned for the manager. I think in terms of the manager, we need to have a fair ground to judge him on. And I think next season is that fair ground. Next season, when he goes into that summer, when Ineos have been telling us, or the way that they've been moving, it looks like they're trying to get clear of all the people who are on high wages. All the fuck ups that we made in the past, those are things that they're trying to basically get clear of. Marcus Rashford looks like he's gone now, of course. He's on loan at Villa. They have a buy option. Considering he does have a good season there, they will probably buy it. It's like 40 million, so they will probably buy him. So he's gone. Anthony, who crazy, by the way. He's had two man of the match performances in two games. He actually scored a goal today, too. Absolutely crazy. But he's someone, too, which I'm like, he's gone now. I think the whole idea of this loan move is to get his value up so that we can eventually sell him in the summer. So it's those type of things. And it's like, I think maybe they're focusing more on the fact that we need to get rid of the deadwood. We need to get rid of the wage structure. We need to try to improve it before we try to get more players in, which part of it I see it and I hear it. Trust me, I do. But those statements would also make a lot of sense when if we were not in the situation that we were in. Considering the situation that we are in, we are so down bad. We struggle like to win games genuinely even against lower sides. Like I keep saying this, games that we're supposed to win, we end up losing. Like Palace last week, we were supposed to beat them. Palace are not a good side. Even in that game to a certain extent, I don't think they did much in that game, but they took their chances, mistakes from us. They ended up winning the game, and it is what it is. Um and it's more so that the situation is we have to take each game as it comes and hope for a result like Sai said earlier, but that's really it. It's just more so like we're in this rut of a situation. He's not really helping himself currently by these lineups that we're picking, which we're going to get into detail in just a second before I go through all these comments. And it's all in his hands. If you want to be here in the summer currently, you need to start setting up this team in the best way possible to get a result. Because yes, we got a result yesterday, but let's be honest, if there was VAR, that goal gets chalked off. We go into extra time, it's anybody's game from there. It's anybody's game from there. If we go into extra time and it's 0-0 and we end up going to penalty shootout, again, it's anyone's game from there as well, where Leicester actually do have a chance. And then if we go out in the FA Cup yesterday, big concerns about the manager. Big talks about the manager for sure. Because that's a Leicester City team, which again is one of the bottom teams in the Premier League who have had who coming into this game are on the worst form possible. And they just came to Old Trafford and packed like scored two against us. And it's more so like they knocked us out in the FA Cup, a cup that we are defending this season as well. So it would have been big concerns for sure, but we'll get into the game in just a couple of minutes. Let me obviously my manners. Where are my manners? Let me show love to the chat real quick. Shout out to Stephanie G. She says big up Chic, big up to Stephanie G every single time. Didn't have to drink bleach this Friday, Stephanie G, but I'm keeping it steady on my table just so that yeah, I'm keeping it steady on my table because we might have to sooner or later, right? Big up to Sai, of course. He says big up Chic, run up the likes, people. Make sure you guys are running up the likes. We have 50 people currently locked in. We have to get at least to 30 likes ASAP, people. We have to get to at least 30 likes. So like up the video and thank you for all the support so far. We are on 16 likes. So get up to 30 likes, people. That is the target for this video. And we're also at 690 subscribers. There are 50 people watching. 10 subscribers away from 700 subscribers, people. If you could do me that favor, that would be great help to get us to 700 subscribers. Obviously, the ultimate goal is the 1K that we will get there sooner than later, but we can't get to 1K without getting to 700 subscribers. So get us 10 more subscribers to get to 700 people. I would appreciate that very much. But big up to you, Sai. Big up to you, AJ as well. Every single time, Goat Mod in the building. I got to Hassam's comment who said, Montoya, por favor. Stephanie G says Dorgu playing position was baffling, but performance of Mainu was shocking again. Has he been body snatched by Rashford? Yeah, great point, Stephanie G. Another way when I was said we're going to get into detail, let's actually start off with that. Why is a left-footed profile that you have identified in this team? Because Amarim told us there was a quote, and I could bring this quote up. It was literally from Fabrizio, and I believe it was yesterday, right before the game, where he was talking about how the final say has to go through him for our players, and that was something that he had discussed with, I guess, Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe when he was getting appointed. Is that the final say has to go through him? And I'm trying to see, yeah, right here. I found the quote right here. People, 1 second. One moment, sorry. Make sure you guys are running up the like stuff. But yeah, this quote right here. Look at this. Ruben Amorim, for every player that came into the team, I have to find a word that was really clear in the beginning. We tried to find the right players with the physicality for this league, young players, hungry players. Now, in terms of whether he's found a player that has the physicality in this team, yes, 100%. I think Dorgu is a physicality type of player. PNP, like we like to say in the modern day, in modern day football, he is that shows that type of physicality. He also has a little bit of that technical ability too, but we're not setting him up again. We're not setting up this team again to have the right results by playing profiles in the wrong position. Why he trusts Dallo so much, I don't understand. Is it a Portuguese connection? What is it? Is it a love affair because of that? Because you guys are Portuguese and you understand each other well? I don't get it. But he continues to play Dallo on that left hand side. Dallo continues to have piss poor performances, unlike the one in the Europa League, of course. I thought that was one of his better games. But despite that, that's one game out of like 10 or 15 games where he's been absolutely terrible. And he continues to trust him. Dorgu is a left footed player. You could tell most of the time on that right hand side, all of his passes were predominantly with his left foot. So why would you play him on that right hand side? Play a left footed profile in that left hand side and see how it might actually improve the rest of the players around them as well. It's not simple for me to like, it's not difficult for someone to understand that. And that's why I completely agree with Stephanie G's comment on it. Absolutely was baffling. Why he would do such a decision, I don't understand. And then Hassam said this. I still can't believe this is actually true. But Hassam said this, and he said that Amram actually came out with a quote saying that he saw on Win Scout that Dorgu could play on both sides, and that was the decision that he made. That's absolutely crazy, Ruben Amram. That you're using scouting websites for decisions like this in an FA Cup game that we almost fucking lost. Like, yo, Amram, man, come on, man, get your shit together. Because I like Amram. I want to back Amram, and I am backing Amram. Exactly, with Scout. That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely crazy. But I'm backing Amram, and I like Amram. And as of late, there's been just a lot of growing criticism from myself too, because bro, like, it's not. This isn't helping you at all. These type of decisions aren't helping you at all. The one player that we signed that I was actually looking forward to see yesterday on that left hand side. You played him on the right hand side, and then you took him off. The taking off, I get. Maybe it's because of managing of minutes, and you want to play him in the next game. Maybe it's because he's not currently well equipped with the league, which I understand. But try him on the left hand side, and bro, what could possibly go wrong? I guarantee you. I guarantee you, people in the chat, United fans in the chat, neutrals in the chat, rivals in the chat, Dorgu would have a better performance than what we've seen from Diogo Dalot so far in the season. I guarantee you that. Because that's what we would try to do on that left hand side. We already tried to put so much emphasis on that left hand side too. But that's one criticism I have from yesterday is why are you playing a left-footed wing back on the right hand side? Made no sense. Made no sense at all. Kobe Mainu too, to further answer to that comment. Another not a good performance from him as well. And I think I've been asking for Kobe Mainu to play in the 10, but I think that's more so again of what team we're setting up. You need to play Xerxes around the Kobe Mainu for in that terms of link up play and what Xerxes provides to our players. And we saw that in the second half when he made the changes. Xerxes was a positive change that ended up leading to us equalize. Obviously, he got that, you could say it was a tap in type of goal, but his substitution made a massive impact to what we were trying to do. But in terms of what we did in that second half as well, it's not like he switched up or adapted in terms of the system. He put better players in better positions, and that's really what happened in terms of the game. Garnacho was like, as much as I criticized Garnacho for his game, and there were howlers that he missed in that game too, trust me, but his change was impactful. His change was impactful in the terms of he turned on the Jets and he was an energetic piece for us in that front three, which was pushing Leicester City and was attacking that left hand side, and we were able to create something out of it, which was an assist for Xerxes' goal. So it's one of those things where it's like, again, why is it that we persist to always look towards we um we have to wait until we make changes. We have to wait until the 50th minute. We have to wait until the 60th minute of why we have to wait until certain players can be on the pitch for us to change the game. That is something that I don't like. That outlook of that type of mentality going into a game, I don't like at all, bro. I think it's such a loser and such a pussy mentality, genuinely, because like you have to start a game off in terms of you have to start as you mean to go on. From minute one, our objective should be to win this game, to score that first goal, to score a goal. That should be our objective. To be defensively rigid, to score a goal. That's all those things that you look for. And that is like that should be the motto and the mantra for every single team. Forget this is Manchester United Football Club that we're talking about when we talk about standards and stuff like that. And a team like Ipswich, a team like Luton, a team like Blackburn Rovers, wherever they are, should strive for something like that as well. They're that in terms of competition, and that's just how sports are. You should strive to win in every single situation. Like, um, what was I going to say? Newcastle, considering the situation that they're in, Brighton, considering the situation that they're in, their objectives every single week are to win the game and to get a result. I don't think it's ever to try to play for a point or to try to wait until a certain minute of the game for us to do something. And that's where I feel like oftentimes we're too negative. Oftentimes we're just so like we don't try to take risks during the game. So much backwards passing, so much sideways passing, so much like it just often feels like they've met each other for the first time on the pitch because they're so afraid to trust each other. You don't often yesterday's game in the first half, the reason why we were so dreadful in that first half is because of how like reserved we were and because of how non-risk we were. We weren't trying to break the lines. We weren't trying to play too much of the over the top balls because of us just passing sideways and looking for the perfect pass. And I don't like that. Like when Lissandro Martinez is on the pitch, you'll see oftentimes he tries to play that over the top pass, which leads into a lot of us trying to at least create some sort of a semi chance. And because we don't have him in the team because he's out of the season, he tore his ACL. We lacked that in yesterday's game, and we lacked someone who's kind of like a deep line playmaker who can make those type of passes. That game wasn't fit for Agarte at all. Like at all. I'm starting to realize that Agarte is good in games against the bigger teams when the bigger teams attack against us. When they're on the front foot and they're trying to attack against us, Agarte is good in those situations when he has to win the ball and when he has to try to win the ball to get us into quick transitions because that's what we do in terms of those games. We try to hit those bigger teams on the counter. That's what we did against Liverpool. That's what we did against Arsenal as well when we scored. So it's like, yeah, like how we set ourselves up in games, I just don't understand. The whole idea of us being so reserved, the whole idea of us being so like non-risk and not trusting each other, I don't understand. I really, really don't understand. But let me get into some of these other comments as well. Shout out to Chow View, big up to you every single time. He says, big up Sheik. Amram should have been stopped playing Dallo as left, and these players can't be trusted no matter what. Jim the Rat and Glazers out. 100% agree, bro. 100% agree. When is he going to stop doing that? When is he going to stop doing that? Like, let me hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one clearly because I don't want to get clipped up for something, and I don't want even if I do get clipped up, I want there to be context. I fully agree with his decision to axe Rashford from this team and exile him from this team. However, if it's performances, if it's how people are playing in training, what is what is different from Diogo Dallo? What is he showing to you, Ruben Amorim, that's different every single day in training, and from what was different from Marcus Rashford? I just don't get it because Marcus Rashford got dropped, and I completely agree with that. After the performances he had, he got dropped. Why isn't Diogo Dallo being dropped? Why isn't Rasmus Hoyland being dropped? Rasmus Hoyland got another start yesterday. Another start after that Palace game. Why is he being started week in, week out when you can tell that Xerxes is the clear difference maker in this team? He's the clear difference maker in this team. So these decisions are again why I am criticizing Ruben Amorim after yesterday's performance because I don't understand it at all. And then people question why we're having these type of performances like what we did in the first half because he's selecting players like this. And it's not at this point we know about these players, right? At this point, we know that these players are terrible. They were terrible in the back three right now, as you can see. They were terrible in the back four last season, you could see. But right now, because we know that they are terrible, it's in Ruben Amorim's hands to try to change it. And he's not currently doing it. And that's why I have concerns and why I have criticism for this manager currently. We can't keep continuing to go through the rest of the season with this already thin squad, and then you're picking the bad bunch out of this thin squad. We can't keep doing that. So that's where my thing is, and I agree with you, Chalview, 100%. That's where my thing is in terms of that. Big up to Sai. He says, Sheik, my father is a United fan. Shout out to your father. He says, he's saying he wants to see performance because United always get results. He's saying this is looking like Ten Hag way. It's different from Ten Hag's way, because Ten Hag didn't have any sort of clear idea or any sort of plan, and he was more just like, let's try to have the better players on the pitch and hope to get some sort of result. That's what his whole mantra was. Ruben Amorim has a clear idea of what he wants to do. His the tactics are there. The style of play is there. The only issue is that in my opinion, he's picking the wrong people for this style of play, and he's not picking the right profiles, and he's not also giving everyone relatively a good enough chance because he doesn't give Xerxes the same energy that he continues to give Hoyland, and that's the issue that I have currently with Ruben Amorim. My issue is not the tactics. My issue is not the style of play. My issue is not the system, the structure, any of those type of things. My issue is the personnel. And my issue is the profiles that he's playing out there. That's my issue currently. So yeah, we'll see. Big up to Destroyer. Big up to you, bro. Every single time. Happy to see you here. I want to hear your thoughts about the game yesterday too. Give your reaction on the thoughts about the game yesterday too, bro. I want to hear what you have to say because obviously I know you've been critical of Ruben Amorim, and I'll just say this: anything you say about Ruben Amorim, I think is justified after yesterday's performance because I think yesterday was majority of it was on Ruben Amorim. Yesterday, the lineup, all of those type of things was on Ruben Amorim. So I agree with you in terms of that. And yeah, I hope you're blessed, bro. Big up to you every single time. Big up to you. You need to change that name, bro. You need to change that name. I want to call out your name, but I can't because it is so pause worthy. Can you please change that name? I almost said it, Destroyer. 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 Shout out to David. He says, big up Sheik. This channel deserves 1K subs already. Big up to you, my friend. And I really, really appreciate that. Big up to YG as well. Big up to Soccer Junkie. He says, big up Sheik. Big up to you, brother, every single time. I appreciate you showing up in the streams a lot, very often. He says, big up Sheik. I agree. Ugarte tends to thrive in games where United don't have the possession. The fact that Dallo is still starting is crazy. Dorgu and Ahmad should be used as wingbacks. 100% agree. You are preaching to the choir, Soccer Junkie. Shout out to you. Let me tell you this. Ahmad, Ahmad should be playing as a wingback, the right-sided wingback. Dorgu should be playing as a left-sided wingback. They both are wingers. So it's, again, the same thing where it's like, those are the profiles that Ruben Amorim should be knowing these profiles too, man. Like, this is your system, and just a kid who's sitting here in Sacramento, realizes who should be playing where. Ahmad should be playing as a wingback currently in this situation up until when we get a right-sided wingback, a right profile wingback, a technical winger, quote unquote. Until we go into the summer transfer window and can actually get someone there, play Ahmad as a wingback. Play Eriksson, play Kobe Mainu. Those guys are the ones who should be playing in the tens. Eriksson, in the cameos that we've seen him in the tens, in teams where in games where he started as a 10, those are games where he's actually done well to a decent level. Kobe Mainu to a certain extent as well. Like, he wasn't good yesterday, but he has been good in that 10 position. And it's those type of things, like, try those things, adapt when it comes to that. When it comes to that, adapt, bro. Come on, man. Seriously. It's one of those type of things where I'm like, it's not rocket science. You playing Dorgu on the right hand side is not rocket science, bro. Like, him to play there on the left hand side is just, it's straight up. It's just what any sane man would do. Like, genuinely, it's any sane manager would do that. Play a left sided profile on the left side. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest. But yeah. To your comment, yeah, I think the fact that Dallo is starting is crazy. I agree with your Ugarte comment too. And yeah, Dorgu and Ahmad should be playing as wingbacks, bro. 100%. Not sure what happened to Collier. Was he? Let me actually check the bench to see if he was there. But Collier should be playing. Give Cass a chance. Like I agree, and I think that Cass's time here is running out, but give him a chance. We're right now in a situation where what is the worst that could go wrong with us? The worst. What could it be? So yeah, man, that's really it. And let me get to Destroyer's comments real quick. He says, "I saw the same mistakes again, bro. Bad lineup, weird in-game management again. I see no progression. Got his player used on the right and Dallo on the left again. I have no faith in Ruben May. Listen, bro, I'm not even gonna argue with you with this because there's a lot of aspects of that which I agree. There are some that I disagree. In terms of the weird in-game management, I wouldn't really necessarily say it was weird because end of the day, it was his substitutions which won us the game. The Garnacho substitution, the Xerxes substitution were positive substitutions. Whether we agree or not, if they're good players or not, that's a whole different conversation. I don't think Garnacho is that good of a player, but in terms of that, he made the substitution. He brought us over the line after having that dreadful first half performance with the lineup that he picked. He brought on the right players and we ended up getting the win, and I can't really fault him for that. However, the Dorgu, why is he playing on the right? Dallo, why is he starting another game? Lineup, why is he picked that terrible lineup again? Those are definitely things that we can criticize him, and I agree with you on that. 100% agree with you on that. He says he talks a good game, but he manages horribly, as we can currently see. And I'm really worried. Let's say we got all his players for his system, but he gets sacked 10 games into next year. That will be the final nail in the coffin. I understand, bro. I get it. But then that's when I will properly judge him because I think that's the fair I think that's the fair analysis for me to judge him. Let's say this. I'll tell you this, Destroyer. Let's say we go and we sign in the summer a bunch of players. Let's say we sign 6 to 7 players, a striker, profiles, right? Let's say we sign profiles, a striker, inside tens, wing backs, pivot midfielders, center backs. Let's say we do one of each, right? One inside 10, one wing back, right sided, one striker, one midfielder, one center back. If he in the first game of the season, in my opinion, doesn't have them profiled right in terms of the left-sided 10 is playing on the right-hand side, the striker is playing as a 10, the center back is playing as a wing back. If I see those type of things, I'm with you, bro. From day one, I'm with you. Because then it's like, okay, now I'm starting to see a growing concern of you just not picking the right players in the right positions, and question marks will be raised 100% because I said this when Ruben got here. Ruben Emrim got this job because of the hype that there was around him. Ruben Emrim got this job because other teams were asking about Ruben Emrim. Liverpool inquired about Ruben Emrim. Um, I think Brighton asked about Ruben Emrim, but ultimately didn't go with him. West Ham, I think, asked about Ruben Emrim, but ultimately didn't go with him. There were teams who were looking for Ruben Emrim. There was a whole talk about him being the successor to Pep when Pep leaves and stuff like that. If you are this great manager that everyone is telling you to be and you are this upcoming manager, then I need to see these great manager traits from you. And when I say that, I expect you to get results in games like this, which you did yesterday, but there are a lot of results against, for example, like Palace, where I think if you played a better lineup, you could have gotten over the line, and you haven't done that. And that's why I have question marks on that. So again, it's one of those things where you have to those things have to come from the manager. And when Destroyer is saying these certain things, it's because and it's valid what these things that Destroyer are saying, and to a certain extent I'm agreeing with them because I saw that yesterday. And that's really it where I stand in terms of that. Let me see some other questions as well. Sheik, I think Dorgo will be right because United linked with Quenda from Sporting. He plays left, and I think he plays Ahmad at 10. We'll see, but I think Quenda could play on the right hand side too, though. I think Quenda could play as the right wing back. So again, it's one of those things where if Quenda plays on the left and he can play on the left, and if Dorgo can play on the right, cool. But then right now in this situation, right now, Dallo is in the team. So don't play Dallo on the left hand side, play Dorgu there. When Quenda arrives, do what you want. I don't mind with that. Honestly, I don't. If you want to play Quenda on the left, cool. If you want to play Quenda on the right, cool. If you want to play Dorgu on the left, cool. If you want to play Dorgu on the right, cool. When Quenda and Dorgu are both at the club, it means that Dallo doesn't start, and I'm okay with that. That's the issue that I have right now is that why is Dallo playing? When we have signed a player who's should be playing on the left hand side, why is Dallo playing? So that's my concern right now. Do you think there will be a massive overhaul in the summer? Good question. Shout out to you, David. I think this is what I would say. I'm expecting a massive overhaul in the summer. And you know why? It's because Ineos, with the way that they have been moving, it seems like their priority has been to get clear of a lot of the wages. It's to get clear of the culture and stuff like that. It's to shift the narrative. All of this stuff that they've done this January transfer window, and then they haven't signed anyone else other than Dorgu, suggests to me that there better be a massive overhaul. Because if there isn't a massive overhaul, then I'm crashing on their head massive this summer. I already do when it comes to that. I'm already very critical of Ineos the way that it is, but all of this stuff, the way that they moved in the January transfer window would suggest to me that there is a massive overhaul in the summer. You sent away Anthony on loan to hopefully see if there is. You sent away Anthony on loan to hopefully see if he can have good performances so that his value can go up. You sent away Rashford on loan with a buy option, so Rashford's gonna go 100%. So he's gonna be gone. His wages are going to be cleared. Casemiro looks like he's out the door. Tyrone Malacia sent on loan. He has a sell-on clause to his deal, and there's a buy option as well. So it's one of those things where like we're clearing out the squad, we're clearing out wages. I would hope to think that there is a massive overall. I think we need wingbacks. I think we need strikers and tens. I think we need another pivot midfielder. We need everything. We do. And there are certain decisions that he has, like our club has to make. Even from this overall like all these players that they've gotten rid of in January so far, there are still more that need to be done. Lindelof needs to leave. Maguire needs to leave. Hoyland needs to fuck off. Garnacho needs to be sold. All of these things need to happen. And we'll look in the summer. We'll look on how Ineos, we'll look at Ineos and we'll see how what they do. To be honest, so we'll see, we'll see. AJ says 26 likes. Make sure you guys do run up to 30 likes, people. Make sure you guys do run up to 30 likes. Please like the stream exactly. And Destroyer said that's fair. Liverpool didn't proceed with Ruben due to him being one-dimensional. It was because they didn't want his system and they didn't have the players equipped for his system. Which did you guys just hear what I said? Liverpool didn't have the players to play in that back three, so they didn't proceed with him. And what did we do? We knew we didn't have players to play in the back three. Why did we go all out to try to get him? This is not me saying I'm against Ruben Amorim as the manager. We didn't have the players set up for him, so give him a fair chance. Sign him in the summer. Keep Ruud until the end of the season. Sign him in the summer so we can go into the preseason with better profiles, at least 4 or 5. And I bet you we have a better season than what we do right now. But again, that's the difference. So, yeah. Sheik, I left my current option, and a question or two earlier in the chat. Thank you for streaming, brother. It has been my pleasure getting to know you, Sheik. We will get this channel to 1K and beyond. Appreciate you, AJ, man, every single time. You're the GOAT mod. You're always here every single time, too, and you always show support. So shout out to AJB every single time. Let's get W's in the chat for AJ, man, every single time. But, yeah. Sheik, we inquired about Ruben because of the system. We didn't get him exactly. And then, yeah, he says exactly, too. I think Dallo playing because of Martinez's injury, but we weren't even playing Martinez as a wingback, though. That's the thing. We weren't even playing him as a wingback. So Dallo's playing because he's, for some reason, trusts Dallo. And, hey, this trust is going to might get you sacked, bro, as real as it is. So this trust might get you sacked. The lineup selection has been poor for sure. Amorim needs to start playing starting 11 for multiple games in a row. That's one thing, too. When you change the lineup so much, there's no cohesion. Yeah, we'll never get to figure out what is going to be the final thing, of course, when he keeps switching up his lineups. But then the thing is that right now, currently, he is kind of sticking to certain people in certain positions, like Hoyland when we see, Dallo when we see. It's the rest of the positions that are kind of getting changed around. Cool, but then give the same energy to those positions, too. If you are going to change things, fine. But then change everyone. Don't just change certain positions and expect for things to be different when you are playing Hoyland as a striker and Dallo as a left wing back. If you're going to change the team, change everyone. Play Xerxes as a striker. Try Xerxes as the striker with Menu and Ahmad, or Menu and Eriksson as the 10s. Try that team with Ahmad as a wing back. Try that team with Dorgu as the left wing back. Try those things. That is what I'm saying. and give it a run of games and see how that happens. That's really it. That's what I'm saying when it comes to that. Destroyer back 3 system is one of the toughest systems to crack. It won't be easy. Yeah, I hear it. Shout out to Lucian every single time. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel too, where he does EAFC 25 Pro Club streams. Make sure you guys do check out his content as well. Shout out to you, Lucian. He says, "Big up Sheik" in the chat. Make sure you guys like the stream and subscribe if you are new. 100%. Make sure you guys are running up the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribing, of course. Shout out to Ten Hog Lawyer Justice. He says you deserve this bum manager, and you deserve to be jobless right now because that's what you are. Sheik, we see Sancho doing good things at Chelsea. Anthony got 2 men of the matches at Betis, and if Rashford cooks at Villa, it is fair to say that Man United is the problem. Man United is the problem for sure. Like our regime, the decisions that we have made definitely are the problem. Definitely. 100%. Like why these situations have turned out to be that they have, should we can't look to anybody else other than Manchester United Football Club. But whatever Ruben has been doing right now in terms of getting these players, it's a good thing that he is. And it's not a bad thing that he's gotten rid of them. However, this should have been done a long time ago. And we've stayed with these players for way too long. Way too long. But yeah, it is what it is. Big up to Lou Man. Big up to you. Shout out to Rohan. He says Rude would have gotten found out and it would have gotten toxic like it did under Ragnick. But it would have been one of those things where you can tell that the team, like the club, has given this season as a write-off. So Ruben, up until the end of the season, there wouldn't have been too many expectations. Now with Ruben coming into the team and this whole different system and this whole hype about Ruben Amorim before that as well, that's unnecessarily put so much pressure on Ruben Amorim now too. And that's unnecessarily, now this run of form has unnecessarily put a lot of pressure on him for the next season too. The first 5 Premier League games next season are going to be heavily looked at by me and also by a lot of people in this fan base. So this all could have been avoided had Ineos just sacked Ten Hag the right time, or had Ineos just brought a proper appointment or just kept the interim up until the end of the season. That's just my opinion, but that's what I would say to that, Rohan Kumar. Big up to you every single time. We want performances on the pitch rather than Amorim's honesty in interviews. 100%, bro. I hear that. This guy's been saying a lot of things, and we need to see performances, bro. We need to see results. We need to see better formulas. You know, we have conceded a goal first in our last 9 games in the Premier League. I know we didn't play in the Premier League yesterday, but let's count it as 10 games then. We have conceded a goal first. And we've played the likes of like Southampton. We played the likes of Crystal Palace. We played the likes of these type of teams. And we've conceded first in 9 of our last Premier League games. And that's an awful stat. A lot of those games we played at home. A lot of those games we have. So yeah, man, it's like a lot of this right now, the manager is the one that you have to look at. And I just, yeah, man, it's absolutely crazy. This guy says Eric was way better, and yeah, Eric is jobless right now too, bro. That's what it is. Try without Bruno as well, 100%. Try without that fraud, bro, who keeps on giving the fucking ball away. And who once in a while becomes a passion merchant and just wants to turn up and wants to play for the badge and all that bullshit that we hear all the time. Stay Amorim until he gets you relegated. Yeah, whatever, bro. Are you a United fan or are you a Ten Hag fan? So it is what it is. I'm not even going to ban you, though. That's the thing. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for at least being in the chat and typing, because that helps a lot. That helps the channel a lot. Let me get to some more comments. Peak, if Martinez is fit, he will go with Martinez, Euro, Delict, Maza, Dorgu. Yes, you know he might. I think he should go with Martinez, Delict, Mazarawi, Dorgu, and Ahmad as the wingbacks. That's what I think he should go with. Personally. I thought this squad could get top 4. This squad didn't get top 4 with Ten Hag-ish last season. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Rashford brought this on himself. He was given chance after chance after chance to prove himself. People need to stop scapegoating him. He ruined himself, not Man United. You know what? I hear that, but it's also like, I agree with you. And what we should have done in terms of our part to play was get rid of him earlier, much earlier, when we should have needed to, instead of giving him a 300K contract for whatever reason. But yeah, he brought this on himself. Bro, why are we going to say Man United ruined him when the moment after Ruben spoke about him, he came out in the public in an interview and said, when I get a new challenge, not if, when. So he wanted this for himself, and that's what he did. He came out and told all these different clubs that he wants to move. So that's really it, bro. You can't really blame this on us when he was the one who wanted to leave. 33 likes. Big up to everyone. Let's get to 40 likes now. 40 likes. 40 likes. 40 likes is the goal. 7 likes away. 40 likes, people. 40 likes. Also, Sancho's numbers at Chelsea ain't no different from his numbers at United 100%. That's actually a valid point, too. Where he hasn't been that type of thing. However, I would have wanted him to still stay. Because technically, in this system, I think Sancho could have cooked, to be fair. But yeah, it's one of those things where, again, we have fucked up by that. And look at how we let him go for just 20 million and all that shit too, obligation to buy. So it is what it is. ETH got 3rd and 8th and won 2 domestic cups with the worst squad. What do you mean, bro? It's the same fucking squad. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's the same fucking squad. And yeah, he reached top 4 and won a Carabao Cup in his first season, and then he signed Højlund and Mason Mount and thought he could challenge for a league title with those 2 players. So yeah, tell me what you want to tell me, bro. People also need to stop scapegoating Erik ten Hag. He signed all these players and is the reason why the club is in this mess. He signed all these duds. Exactly, bro. 100%. 100%. Say it how it is. You can't celebrate 8th. Exactly, bro. Like, this guy's saying, like, we got 3rd and 8th like it's an achievement. But it is what it is. I never wanted to get rid of Erik ten Hag, but he did have an awful start this season. But I rate him significantly higher than Emery. Eric got 2nd or 3rd choice players, wanted Gakpo and Gravenberch got Weghorst. But he wanted Rasmus Højlund and Mason Mount. That's who he wanted. So Rasmus Højlund, the striker that you see right now, week in, week out destroyer, that you criticize this manager for right now for picking him, and I'm with you on that train. Erik ten Hag signed him. Erik ten Hag signed those players. Erik ten Hag spent a whole summer trying to sign Frankie de Jong when he could have signed other midfielders, but he didn't. He spent a whole summer trying to sign Frankie de Jong. Erik ten Hag gave Rashford a 300K contract. Erik ten Hag promoted Bruno Fernandes to captaincy. Erik ten Hag benched Rafael Varane last season and played Maguire instead of him. So there are a lot of mistakes that Erik ten Hag made too, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Erik ten Hag should have deserved to stay here. Because, bro, we had our worst ever season last season in the Champions League and in the Premier League, and it was because of Erik ten Hag, because he vetoed all those players. He said yes to all those players. He formed that squad for himself. And we had the season that we did. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Erik ten Hag deserved more time. And I'm definitely not going to say that he was better than Ruben Amorim. Erik ten Hag is not a better manager than Ruben Amorim. He's not. He's definitely not. He wanted Kane and Frankie de Jong, and he spent a whole summer on it. He did. He spent a whole summer on it. So are there not other options for you to get other players? Are there not? He wanted Kane and Frankie de Jong, and then he settled with Rasmus Højlund and spent 75 million on him. He signed a 90 million Antony. That's what he did. So yeah, I'm not going to say any of those things, bro. Genuinely. Amorim's favoritism of Dalot and Bruno because of the Portuguese connection smells of ETH favoritism of Antony, Bruno, Rashford, and Ollie's favoritism of Maguire, McTominay, and Fred. I agree with you, bro. 100%. It's concerning. Yes, it is initial steps currently at this moment, but it's concerning. The way that he's favoring these players is concerning. That's why I'll look at when we sign players, is he still favoring these guys? When we actually get more players into the squad. That's what I'm going to look at. So we'll see. Sheik, if I'm allowed to give my view, I think Ruben is getting closer to ice, which is really not good. The summer will tell all, because if he gets back to no more excuses and he needs a cup this season. Yeah, I mean, like, if he doesn't win a cup this season, I'm not going to be like sack Ruben Amorim or anything like that. I don't think he's been in the best position to win a cup. But at the same time, when he gets his players in, and we are still in the same rut of form, I will be Ruben Amorim out. I've said this before. I said this when he arrived. I said I'll back him in the season, and I'll only give him criticism where I think criticism is fair, like lineups, which are controllables that he can control. However, when he gets his players in, and if we're in the same run of form, I'm going to criticize him, and I will be Ruben Amorim Mount. I've said this. That was the same type of energy I gave to Ten Hag when he got here. Why did he sub Dorgu? He was our best player. I think he subbed him because of more so because of fitness and just because he got here. 100%. Mount was Ericsson's mistake though. Mount was Eric's mistake though. Anthony was 40 million, but the Glazers postponed all summer and ended up spending large on him. Not Eric's fault, but still, Anthony, whether he's 40 million, 30 million, 50 million, 60 million, 90 million, is not a good player. So why sign him? Why is it that he tried to sign Ajax FC? Ajax FC from 2018-2019 season. Why is it that he was trying to do that? That's what I don't understand. Like, I don't get it at all. So, yeah, completely changed his style of play season after season. Don't get that at all either. So, I don't get it. ETH didn't want to work with Ragnick. He was too arrogant to speak with him. Such a scumbag of a manager. That's why I hope he fails wherever he goes next. I don't care, man. He's gone from my club, you know. I just that's why I'm glad that he's gone. That's really what is the most important thing is at this moment. No, bro, fuck off. This is why I know that you're chatting waffle. The club pushed the Mount signing. No, he wanted the Mount. Yes, he did. He said it from time and time as well. That Mount provides and gives him energy. And that's why he wanted Mount. And that's why he continued to play Mount too. He wanted Mount. He got Mount. Look where Mount is right now as well. So, yeah. Sacked in the morning. I hope that doesn't turn out to be the case, day 55. Big up to you, though. I hope that doesn't turn out to be the case. Varane was injured half of the time, bro. Yeah, he was injured half of the time. True. But why Ten Hag benched Rafael Varane when we're going to the Etihad makes no sense when he's fit. He was fit and he went to the Etihad. So yeah. Bro, the thing is, I don't care if he was injured. Was Mount a good player before he got here? No. The way Chelsea fans were happy that he was leaving and the fact that we paid him 50 million tells you everything. Mount is not a good player. He's a squad player at best. So if we were transitioning from a team that finished 4th or 3rd and won a Carabao Cup and we signed Mount in that midfield, is that meant to be a push to try to compete for the league? No, it doesn't. Him at Chelsea, they never pushed to try to compete for the league with Mason Mount. So what are you trying to tell me, bro? Yes, he was. Yeah, you're just a lapse of reality. You just think Ten Hag is the best manager in the world. You're just waffling at this point, bro. It is what it is. Remember his performance in one UCL final, you know. What about after that? How many games did he play after that? How many games did he play after that? So yeah. What about domestic cup finals? What about that? How many finals did Chelsea go to domestically? And he didn't lift a single one. How about that? How about the fact that he had like 3 or 4 GNA in like 2 seasons? How about that? But yeah, you ain't gonna talk about this because you want to suck off Ten Hag every single day. So suck him off, bro. You can continue to do that. That's fine. No problem at all. Continue to suck off Ten Hag. Your managers is right now jobless as we speak. And there's no reports of anyone who wants him either. Even Ajax, as dusty as their club is, doesn't want him back. So it is what it is. ETH wanted full control and thought he could be successful without working with a sporting director. The Glazers actually were willing to give them full control. Just imagine if Ragnick stayed. Oh, dude, 100%. I get it. I hear it. I hear it. Ayoshi, calm down, man. It is what it is, bro. This guy is sucking off Mason Mount and sucking off Ten Hag. It is what it is. Look who he's fighting his battles for. That's the funniest thing. Look who he's fighting his battles for. But yeah, he says, "Oh, I don't insult my club Ajax." Hey, man, I'm just telling you. As I'll say this respectfully, then your club Ajax doesn't want him back. Doesn't want him back. All right, bro. We'll wait for it. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. We'll wait for it. We'll see. There's like no reports of him going back to any type of team. But yeah, it is what it is. Ten Hag will prove us all wrong. What was his prove all wrong be? When he wins the Champions League? When he wins a Dutch league title? Is that him proving us wrong if he wins a Dutch league title? All right, buddy. Shiver me timbers. I'm so scared of Eric fucking Ten Hag. Shiver me fucking timbers. Shiver me timbers. But yeah, what can I tell you, people? This episode is really just about this. It's just about the fact that there's growing concerns from me, for sure. Until he starts to fix up the lineup, we're going to have performances like this. We are 100% going to have performances like this. Ten Hag getting a job is at another is criminal. 100%, bro. 100% criminal. Yeah. You know what's crazy? I could see him go to Spurs. I really could. Day 55 says India versus Pakistan watch along in 2 weeks. Yeah, there will be Champions Trophy watch alongs on the channel. So I was going to make that announcement sooner or later. But we will be doing cricket Champions Trophy watch alongs over here on Cheek TV, just like how we did for the World Cup. So we'll be there. Tune in. Tune in. What Ten Hag did at Ajax was more impressive than Ruben at Sporting. Really? Really? Ruben won a Premier League. Ruben won what, 2 league titles in 4 years, and was currently unbeaten in the season. Unbeaten in the Champions League too. Nobody wants to talk about it, but Ajax bottled it against Spurs. Ajax bottled it against Spurs. You let Lucas fucking Moura score a hat trick. Spurs, fuck off. After leading in the first leg too. And Ten Hag bottled that. That's what I would say. Ten Hag bottled that. Yeah, and after 19 years, Sporting won the title. Sporting were a poverty team until Ruben Amorim arrived. So I don't even want to hear that shit. Genuinely don't want to hear that shit. Genuinely don't. But yeah, that is it in terms of the stream today, people. We will be closing out. That's the whole topic that I wanted to have. We move. We take each game as it comes, bro. We take each game as it comes, to be honest. What about when he bopped Real Madrid off the park? Yeah, bro, what a great trophy. Wow. You beat Real Madrid. So did Sheriff. Sheriff beat Real Madrid at home. So what? Yeah, I'll talk on that. What about Sheriff? They beat Real Madrid at home. Are we going to hype up their manager because they beat Real Madrid at home? Like, come on, man. Literally, just for a moment, just take Eric Ten Hag's dick out of your mouth. Just take that. Just do that for one moment. Genuinely. Yeah, what ETH did was more impressive. Ajax didn't win for years before Eric was there. Ajax had an amazing run in the Champions League, not only the semifinal, but the year after that as well. Cool. All right, so we're comparing that with Ruben Amorim. We're comparing what they did at their clubs to what they're doing at Manchester United right now, or what they did at Manchester United right now. Like, no, bro. Come on. Let's just be real. Like this is what you guys are saying. You're talking about a manager winning league titles in Eredivisie? Like, seriously? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Genuinely. Genuinely. He won 6 Eredivisie titles, Erik ten Hag. So he's at the club for that long too. What is to say that Ruben Amorim couldn't? Ruben Amorim was about to win 2 back-to-back before he joined Manchester United. He was unbeaten in the Portuguese league. But I'm not going to do this stupid argument. This argument is honestly so pointless. It is so pointless. This is what I would say to you, Ten Hag lawyer justice. Ruben Amorim has a job currently. Your guy doesn't. And your guy doesn't look like he's going to any team currently as well. So hold that. Hold that, bro. He won an FA Cup last season and still got sacked. Hold that. Hold that. But yeah. Big up to everyone. We will be closing out. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Hassam, of course, for rating the stream every single time. Make sure you guys have subscribed. Make sure you guys have run up the likes. I don't know where we are at in terms of likes and stuff like that, or subscribers, but big up to everyone. Thank you guys for all the support so far. In terms of what we have coming up today, we will be live on this channel, and we will be live on the Playback TV as well for UFC 312, people. UFC 312, which is Driscus Duplessis versus Sean Strickland for the middleweight championship. Yes, we do UFC watch alongs over here on Cheek TV, and we also do it on the Sarcasm City TV playback. So tune in for that. Monday we'll be back for Mud Brothers. Tomorrow, I don't think I have a stream tomorrow, but tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm gonna be busy for most of the day tomorrow because I'll be watching the Super Bowl. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Rohan. Shout out to Sai. Shout out to Lucian. Shout out to Destroyer. Shout out to Ten Hog Lawyer Justice, even though he was waffling all day today. Shout out to Lou Man. Shout out to RSV. Shout out to YG. Shout out to Dave55. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to everyone for real. And Lucian says he will be there. So yeah, show up, guys. We normally drop the link in the chat for people to watch the fight with us, so you guys can join us as we're all synced in together to watch the fight. And it's going to be a great card. Our UFC streams are always fun. You'll see YG, he'll be there today. You'll see Eddie, you'll see Spooby, that fraud. You'll see a bunch of people. So show up, people. Show up, show up, show up. And yeah, like I said, love to everyone. Let me know who we can raid. Let me know who we can raid. Shout out to David as well. David, big up to you every single time. New people, love to see new people on the channel every single time, man. So let us know who we can raid. Let me actually see who is live currently. Zier Talks. Looks like Sunshine is live as well. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna raid Zier. We're gonna raid Zier Talks Northside. There's so many people we can raid. We're gonna raid Zier. So go to Zier's chat, write Cheek TV raid. Shout out to Zier, he is the bro. We're gonna raid Zier. Shout out to Zier TV. Subscribe to his channel. Say Sheik TV raid. I think he's doing Damak FC versus Al Hilal SFC Saudi Pro League watch along. So shout out to him. Make sure you guys subscribe to him every single time. He's also a Bayern Munich fan. So yeah, just write something funny in the chat. But shout out to you. Big up to you guys. Write Cheek TV raid in the chat and show love to Zier Talks. Like his video and subscribe to his channel. And we will catch you all later today for the UFC watch along, which will be at 3 a.m. UK time and 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you are watching in the United States. Big up to everyone, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Take care, people. Love every single time.